Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be walking you guys through another one of my digital art pieces. Like always, I'm using Procreate and I'm just drawing on my tablet and using an Apple Pencil. So I'm first going to start off by doing like a very rough sketch, and then I'm going to start going in with the details for the face. As I was drawing the features and like the eyes and stuff, I realized they looked kind of weird, so I like selected them and I tried moving them around, but in the end she still looked like really ugly, so I just restarted and erased the face. Anyways, the inspiration for today's like drawing is this comic that I was reading. It's called Black Winter, and it's about this girl in like ancient Korea or something like that, and she lives with her abusive uncle, and one day she finds like this abandoned house and there's like this dude with red eyes sleeping there and stuff. A lot of things happen, spoiler alert, like people get kidnapped, and then in the last chapter that I read, my favorite character got killed. So I'm pretty bummed about that, like, oh, I loved him so much and they killed him. And the reason why that inspired this drawing was because the main character, she had this like purple hair ornament, and then when I saw that I was like, oh, it's pretty. I kind of want to draw a purple hair thing too. Anyways, I started tracing this. Sometimes I don't trace and I do like a painterly style or whatever it's called, but that's hard and difficult and too much work, so I started tracing instead because I feel like it's so much easier when they're just like lines. I was also debating whether or not to do earrings, but I felt like it would be too distracting because I already have so much other stuff going on, so I decided against it. I didn't really know what to do for the hair ornament, so I just drew a flower, and when I don't know what I'm doing, I always just add like hanging beads. I also attached like this mesh thing onto the hair ornament. I really like what I did with the hair this time. It's pretty simple, but it's just a ponytail with like a braid in it. So for the ponytail, I tried to make it look like really poofy, but I made it like go down super straight and then like it puffed up at the bottom. I don't know why, but I think it looks really nice that way. I didn't draw her body, I just like went up to her chest and then I stopped. For her clothes, I don't really know what she's wearing. It's like this little sash thing. I'm not really sure what it is, but I think it looks nice. After I finally finished with the inking, I started to color her skin. First, I just like filled in all the color, and then I created a clipping mask so that I wouldn't like color outside of the skin. At first, I just used an airbrush to just go over everything to create some really simple shadows, and then I went with like a more painterly brush, and then I just added darker shadows. These days I've been like really obsessed with adding like super high cheekbones for some reason, so I did that, and I also added like a bunch of highlights here and there. Truth be told, I actually didn't really like blend everything myself. I used the smudge tool. That thing's kind of like my savior because I'm not very good at blending. After the highlighting, I also added some blush like I always do. I like put it everywhere and stuff. Again, I did use the smudge tool to like help blend everything out. It might look like a bit much, but I like it that way, so yeah. Afterwards, I started working on the hair. Her hair is like a very light gray, so I changed the background color to like a darker gray because I couldn't really see what I was doing with the white background. It looks like a tad bit terrifying because I didn't color in her eyes yet, so she kind of looks like a demon, but please just bear with it for now. So after I just colored the entirety of the hair, I made another clipping mask layer, and then I started shading. So I shaded with a gray that was like a bit on the purpley side because I kind of wanted everything to look a bit more cohesive. After I was done with the shadows, I added some highlights with add, and I also used the same light color to create some more strands of hair to make it look a bit more like realistic-y, I guess. I totally forgot to like shade in the braids, so I did that with like an even darker gray. As you guys have probably already guessed, my main color for this entire thing is like purple, but I had to think of another color that would like accent everything and stuff. So At first, I was thinking that the eyes should be yellow because, you know, purple and yellow and blue and orange and then red and green, like those are the complementary colors or whatever they're called. And by that, I mean like the colors that are opposite to each other on the color wheel and they're supposed to like look nice together. I also started just like doing the basic colors of her hair ornament. I made it like darker in the middle and then it would like get lighter when it like fanned out. And I also wanted to give her like leaves and I made it like a turquoisey color. I was debating whether or not to do like yellow and purple or turquoise and purple. In the end, since I love blue so much, turquoise did win. So I just like got rid of the entire like yellow eye thing and I made it blue instead. Then I started shading the hair ornament. It was like really simple. I just did some basic just like slapping of color and I added some highlights. I didn't really think of like a light source. I probably should have, but like I don't really like think about lighting and stuff when I draw, which is like probably a bad thing. It is a bad thing. I should work on that. After I did the hair ornament, I started to work on the mesh thing. I don't really know what to call it. I'm just gonna call it like mesh. Okay, anyways. I basically colored it like a purplish gray color and then I lowered the opacity on it to make it look a bit more see-through. I shaded it a bit and then I wanted to add some kind of design on it. So I'm not gonna draw like a design by hand because I'm like too lazy for that. Anyways, there are lots of brushes on Procreate that look like designs, so I just like nabbed one of those and I just slapped it on there. I also used a lighter color and I just like drew some lines. Afterwards, it was time to get started on her clothing. So I wanted it to be kind of see-through, so I used her skin color and I just kind of like shaded it. Then I just used a darker color and I added some really simple shadows to make it look like it had wrinkles. After I added some really simple highlights, it was time for my favorite part of like every single drawing. Okay, I added a bunch of sparkles and like dots and everything. So I adjusted the blending mode of the layer to like add, and I just made everything super sparkly. I also used a spray paint brush and then I just added some purple like speckles on her skin. This part didn't get filmed, but all I did was I just colored her little like clip in the front and then I added like a paint stroke in the back. With that, we're finally done and I want to thank you guys so much for watching till the end. If you like this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please do that and leave a like and like a comment or whatever. Thank you guys so much.